right in there. It was the medic. Diagolons started to get known. Diagolons brought in the medic. The same medic that was downtown Ottawa, James Top, Diagolon, Save Canada. What other clout chasing did he find? Bikers Church. There's one rogue vet that is really causing shit. And yes, he is one of the ones that created V4F. And yes, he is part of Diagolon. And yes, nobody has ever heard his service number.
Who?
We called him Medic.
You don't know his name?
He goes by 3 alias names. So I don't know what the real name is. I know him to see him. I could show you pictures. I could probably go. I have a huge gallery of random pictures of more people that I found suspicious than I actually took selfies of friends. Because I realized that I had to report to my own self. I was a when I got commissioned at 19, my JOLC, my junior officer leadership course, and my captain qualification course are very Navy officer oriented. Ottawa. There's a lot of things that happened that I didn't know were happening. I heard that there was provocateurs until I went through it. Holy shit, until I saw it for my own eyes, I did not believe it. I remember hearing it in your videos and getting phone calls from random friends. Be careful, there's people that want to cause shit.
Yeah.
Until I came across this medical scene. And I'm like, I've done first aid competitions, I have taught first aid competitions, and that's what it looked like, but in real life, like with real people. And it was weird. The Saturday that we got there, it was like, we got there Thursday, Friday. That Saturday, mid-morning, there was a medical situation of this chick that passed out. And there was people around her that were just like, I'm a medical professional. And I was like, that's weird. Most people that says, I'm a nurse or I'm a doctor. Where'd you get medical professional other than first aid competitions? It was so weird. I'm a doctor. Yeah, but you don't want the blood pressure cuff in my bag? Okay.
So Pat, was this only about like guilty by associations and stories and stuff you heard after, or?
Yeah, well, when we were in Ottawa, we were fishy. We were suspicious because it was like every time we showed up, she would pop in, right? So all of a sudden, we would be talking like, "Where is she coming from? Like, how does she know where we're at all the time?" Understandable. I would be live, but it wouldn't take her like more than a couple minutes, and she'd be right there. Hey, how's it going? We're in the fuck every time.
Well, you can't help but hear George for blocks.
So the skepticism and the suspicion came from that, and then I went to jail, and it's like, okay, whatever, everything was done, and then I'm getting told, and I still don't know how the exact story goes, but then I'm getting told that, you have stolen valor. They did the same to me. I never once claimed I was in the military. I made a joke, and fucking they ran with it.
Pat, you wouldn't believe how many times I've defended you under that principle, because when we were in the bubble bus, I was next to Delta and another vet, and they asked you, and you said it point blank. No, I hurt my leg because of a ladder, right?
Yeah. Well,
and you were never deployed, and it was never blown off by a bomb, and so like even at that point, I'm like, I'm so glad I know the truth. If there's anything I know, I'm glad I know that part, because it was coming from multiple directions. Oh, you're fucking, Pat, do you know this about him? Like, oh, okay, you're one of those ones. Okay.
I've even sat down with all of the guys, and I've fucking laid my claim out, like, put my case out to them. And I've got a lot of friends that went and said, yeah, man, like this is fucking bullshit. They've gone and told them.
I think what hurt the most was knowing that that's what you thought of me, knowing that I defended you of the same principle.
All I know is what I was told after I got out of jail. I know there was a bunch of fucking shit. There was, Owen was a big part of it.
And he still is. And he still is.
Yeah. So Owen, I guess, was one of the big ones who went and fucking called you out, did all this stuff. I'm not allowed to talk to Owen still. And I could give two fucks because I'll smack him in the mouth next time I see him for what he's done. He ran like a little bit after. It was pretty disgusting. But this is what I'm going. Then I've got, and I don't even like to even talk about it, but there was 2 years that there was 2 years that I was told this by somebody that I'm not. Anyways, this person had a fucking hate on for you, and what I could possibly see now is that it was probably a jealousy issue, because if you're saying you spoke so highly of me, they probably felt threatened, and they're very, very good at fucking spreading rumors and talking shit. That's actually what they live for.
So where it came from makes a big decision of how you actually feel. I think I was just...
Well, in limited contact as well, because I can't ask you myself, because it's like, no, you're not allowed to talk to anybody.
Fair enough. And it's true. I feel like as much as I've got people that, if they were in your presence, would say, no, I know Shorty, she's good people. I know I have some people like that, but I am going to have the people that aren't, because I know I've ruffled some feathers. The one thing you did prior to Ottawa, those couple days, Regina and so on, those ones, a lot of your posts were showing and proving facts, proving that followed the trail. This person's friends with this person. This person's friends with this person. It woke up a lot of people because you had thousands in your Facebook feed. Thousands. And there was people, I know you woke up in regards to it, because the one thing that I took the most from it was I was grateful that somebody's doing this. This needs to be done. Somebody needs to put their ass on the line, but at the same time putting it out there that this shit needs to, this is where it goes. This is where the money trails. Now, anybody that's ever fucked you, Pat, would know that of you. If they ever fucked you, they would know that you would go the same path to find out where that came from. My only saving grace over 3 years was hoping that good people will find you, and hopefully they will tell you to give me a chance to have a conversation. Because I wish, in all God, honest truth, I've always wished that we were cool. And when it turned out that that wasn't the case, it hurt my heart, because I'm still defending you whether you like me or not. I don't actually care whether you like me or not. If you want to believe, if you don't want to believe, whatever.
It's not a whether I like you or not. It's nothing like that. It's what I've been told. What I've been told, I don't associate with you. That's it, right? It's not a matter of I like you or not. It's just people I keep around me, or I did.
I totally get. And
very toxic, very fucking vile. So I just I'm not going to be around. I'm just going to avoid everything.
Can I say something?
Yeah, right.
So she said earlier to me that when she got word that Pat was seeing somebody, she was worried that if she would come in my lives with her name, that I would have heard word about her that I would have to block her. And I said that couldn't be farther from the truth at all.
You're the first person that did. You're the first person that ever did in Pat's circle. Because every live I've ever been into, the second they see Shorty, I'm blocked immediately.
No, but that's just
the moderators don't like me.
I'm the closest to Pat right now. So if he's never spoken badly about you, then that's why you were never blocked. 1, 2. She said, I had to get to know you on a fake account because I wanted to get to know you because I cared about Pat's well-being. You seemed like a good partner for him. So she got to know me on a fake account. So she was coming and watching my life on a fake account.
But it's still me. But it's still me. I got to know you on a personal level because honestly, if you're standing up for him, because before I didn't know you guys were together or it was getting any kind of romantically, but you did have his words out of your mouth, like his name out of your mouth, like, and I remember a moment be like, oh yeah, she's Team Pat, okay, and it was supportive energies, and the people that were surrounding you were supporting you of that, and I was like, that's awesome because I'm not seeing that very often. I feel like I get slammed with trolls frequently.
We have a great community, big community.
And it's just hard to find those people. So honestly, we did get to know each other on a me and you level, and it has nothing to do. But I am grateful, Pat, that you have someone like this. Because what you had was not this.
Yeah. What I had was fucking
We're seeing the real Pat King. We're seeing the real you, the one that is bubbly and energy and let's go type of person. And of course the system would drain that out of you. How wouldn't it? And of course they would demean the people that you had close because that's art of war. They're going
that's a lot of my feelings is that I had is even still to this day was all intentionally put in there.
Right? I've had people since I've been back to BC being like, it was all orchestrated. It was all created. You were part of something and you don't even know you were part of it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like starting to see a little things differently as now we're on year 3.
Yeah.
Things
I don't
have
trust a single
a
soul
lot more because of court orders and people's ability to speak out now, like the real truth people that were down there, the real people that struggled in their vehicles for weeks. They're coming out. They're finally speaking out. And I'm grateful that that's the case.
And I'm grateful that we are having this conversation because one thing that Pat and I have been talking about lately is bridging the gap. And that is in all subjects, bridging the gap between the right and the left, having mutual, very calm relationships and conversations online, but also bridging the gap between the movement. And we're seeing it firsthand right now about this conversation you guys are having and just figuring it out. And and like I said before, Pat has said it too. The best thing that ever happened to him is to be muzzled for 3 years, to let everybody figure it out on their own. And just the bubble buzz story. Huh?
Let the dogs eat the dogs. We'll still be here.
Yeah.
Well, I watched a lot of shit behind the scenes for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Can I ask a question? Do you recall the first time we met?
Fuck no.
No? Can I tell you it?
I remember you spotting it everywhere I was on downtown Ottawa.
No, it was before that.
It was in Ottawa. It was in Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, that was a tough night.
No, wait, you'll remember it. I brought you into the teepee with the elders and your mother. Your mother and your mother's sister.
My mother's.
Your mother was across the fire from you.
Yeah.
There was 2 elders on your right. Nobody was on the left. I was across from you. Your mother had me at the waist, and beside her was a sister of hers. She kept saying sister. But anyways, there was a moment I looked at her, and across the fire is you. And I looked at her and I said, what is it? Now I'm like nervous to even say it now to you. I've said this a million times, right, Sophie?
Yep.
I looked at her and I said, what is it like to have birthed a legend? And she looked over at you and started crying. You started crying because you saw her crying, and she like tightened my waist and we just rocked to the drum. And it was just an incredible feeling of knowing that was like the one warrior that we needed to make that night. But that night we made many warriors. Everybody that left that teepee, it was like they left differently. They came in differently, they left differently. But truly, they all prepared you for a journey that nobody could prepare for. They prepared you for something that was unfathomable. And I don't know why I was blessed to be there in that moment. But I remember being in that TV and hearing you and George, and I said, "Hey, oh, that's definitely George. Yep, they're all here." And the firekeeper, he's like, "Go get, yeah, yeah, go." And I'm like, "Are you?" And I went and got you, and you're like, "Wait, I need my drum." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And, oh wait, my mom. And then and then your mom brought somebody else, and then yeah, it was my favorite. The first time I met Pat King story.
I remember it. There's only a select few that were allowed in that teepee that night.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
was
were
there at
because
6 in the morning.
I was getting welcomed back into my community, and my
Yeah, it
my
was an incredible moment, and it was incredibly part of it. And I knew even in that moment that I was a peon to this world, but there was truly a moment that I was blessed to be part of that.
got me tearing up thinking about it.
She makes me cry every time she tells the story.
Pat, your mom.
Fuck!
Your
What
mom-
did you get me to do here? Like,
Your
fuck.
Love you,
mom,
man.
your mom looked at you with such pride, man. I remember thinking, I hope my two boys, Owen and Eli, I hope my two boys grow up to be men like you.
Oh my God.
And she held me. Oh, she gripped me from my hip. And I assumed that her sister on the other side felt the same grip that I did. But all she could do was look at you. All she could do was look at you. She looked through that fire into your eyes, and so did you. All you heard was the drums. All you saw was that fire in her. And you left that TP a legend. You left that TP a man. You left that TP a soldier. You left that TP an incredible warrior that Canada has ever created out of a TP in general.
How many days was this before the first weekend? Like 1 or 2 days?
That was the next day we went.
We left
next
that
day.
morning.
Wow.
He
Wow.
literally left that TP, and the next two lives that he did, it was because we were blockaded. There's a town right before Iron Prior.
There
and
they
then
go.
Iron Prior itself, both were police blockaded for prior to. And when he was doing lives, it was because we were blockaded, and so that's where we started really getting resistance of we're bigger than they know. And Pat was, I remember being stopped in this one shitty ass gas town. That's all it had was a gas station, and there was these 3 cops blocking the highway. And all of a sudden Pat went live, and I walked around all the cars, all the screens. Everybody's like this, and everybody's got Pat live. And then you knew the ones that weren't watching him. Oh, they're not with us. No, they're not with us. No, not them. Look, they're not watching. And then I did it when I got into Ottawa too. I was on Wellington that Friday night, and you did a live. I think Friday or Saturday. And I was on Wellington Street looking at these trucks that were already perfectly placed. And I just like, and this was the live. You said, okay, you guys, we need to be respectful at nighttime. I don't mind if you're at daylight hours to sunset, from dawn to dusk. Please do not disturb people through the night. And all of a sudden, I'm standing on Wellington, and there's only 1 or 2 trucks that stopped honking. And I was like, huh, how weird is that? And so then all of a sudden, you could tell the ones and they were still slowly petering off. A couple of them stopped. Then all of a sudden, a couple more kind of stopped.
There we go.
Like, the last ones that kept going, that didn't give a flying fuck what Pat King says. It was like one of those, you knew little things without knowing little things. Like, I didn't know what I knew then. All I knew was like, haha, those guys aren't part of the West. Because the West had an energy. Everything in that tomboy going that direction had a bond through multiple communication devices, whether it was CB radio, whether it was that Zello chat or whatever. Whether
my leg
Facebook, TikTok, there was so much.
We all came loaded with Lad 2 radios, with big, high, powerful radios that could
Right.
reach like 15 kilometers.
I
And
wish I was also
this,
there.
from Medicine Hat till Winnipeg, we were practicing comms and we were practicing professionalism, and we made sure that everybody was very professional when we went there, from my length of it.
Do you where did Freedom Corporation come into all this? Because I didn't even hear those words until after Combo. After Ottawa.
That once again is something that was done, and that's one of the reasons why I'm
restricted to
labeled as the bad guy, is because I fucking called it out and I said, "What the fuck are you doing? This money doesn't go to you. Whatever's left over is supposed to go to the veterans, and that's what we agreed upon. And now you formulated this Freedom Corp, and now you're taking it all."
I had somebody within that repertoire. Oh, why aren't you part of that? And I said, no, I never wrote my name on nothing. I think that's what saved my ass. I just didn't write my name on nothing. I'm not part of that group or those people, or like, no, I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I'm just a picture of me with the Batman outfit was during Rolling
I still don't
Thunder.
even know what your name is.
Kristen. 2 eyes, they're brown.
Kristen.
Yeah, 2 eyes, they're brown.
2 eyes that are brown.
Yeah, because Kristin.
Oh.
There's 2 eyes. The reason why it's Shorty is because ever since I was 10, I grew up with Kristins. I got 5 close Kristen friends. I know Kirstins, Christines. I really dislike it when people call me the wrong name. It makes me feel like you're not actually my friend, are you? If you don't actually, you know what I mean? But so Shorty stuck early, and it's been that since I was a child. And there's a lot of people that have known me for 20, 30 years and always forget that Kristen's my actual name. My parents don't like me, and and they're the ones that gave it to me. So I prefer Shorty. I introduced myself as Shorty.
Nice.
Marie's my middle name, and sometimes I go by that, but like that's still stupid. Shorty fits. I'm in every good rap song. I'm unforgettable. Like all my ex-boyfriends, all of them, every single ex-boyfriend of mine is gonna fuck another woman, and some song with Shorty in it's gonna come on, and I'm gonna be in head. I'll be real estate, free real estate. Like, oh my god, can you imagine the real estate? I could be a real estate worker. Like, you know, can I make money?
You own land in everyone's, in all of your ex's minds.
I'm gonna sell real estate to people's heads.
My question is why did everybody say this shit about you? What was it about you that you? Because if you're saying nobody and you had nothing to do, and I know you had nothing to do with the main organizations, because I know.
I am like a
but
genuine.
Why did everybody turn on you? What happened?
I don't know.
Why did everybody spread all those rumors about this? Why did everybody call you fake Valor? Like, one of my close friends still says you are.
I know. Absolutely, I know. Do you want to see my conditioning skill?
What did you do to cause it? I'm not trying to say that you did something. It always takes two. There's got to be a start from somewhere.
I wish and if I knew, I would tell you, even if it put me in a dark cloud. Even if it put me in a dark cloud or put me in a bad light to you, respectfully, I would fucking tell you. Is it because I fucked Jake Spinney? Is that it?
Who's Jake Spinney?
He's the Viking vet from the War Monument, the one that told us to take the gate down. He's in Nova Scotia. He's got the beard and the long braid, and he always wore medals, and 2, he had his beret with him. I don't understand that. Who goes around with that shit? I don't know. When people go out with medals and shit, like, I don't understand.
I think it was representative of you know,
of somebody else, which is stolen valor, right, Sophie? Putting
What?
somebody else's shit on is stolen valor.
wasn't he a former CAF member?
But that was my understanding. But I'm only finding out recently that that was his father's medals.
So that is stolen valor, isn't it?
Stolen valor is when you wear a uniform or you wear medals and you claim to be a veteran and you're participating in stuff and accepting money for it.
Now, one of the biggest things that we had to figure out who was doing what shifts on the War Monument, you had to prove that you had a service number. The easiest way to prove that you have a service number is at the same time we say it, and if you could do it faster than me, then, well, I win, or whatever. You know what I mean? We know that number inside and out. We have, there's
Same way I know my jail number.
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean? You're going to say it, and if you're faking it, you'll know in that.
Yeah.
Even just by asking that question.
Yeah.
What? Where did you serve, or what rank are you, or what position you held? Honestly, a vet is a vet the second they finish basic.
Right.
Ask someone that was in Veterans Affairs. I asked them, what does it take? What's a vet? What do you classify as a vet? You know? And they said, anybody that's done basic. And I was like, that's bullshit, because I know people that never even got a fucking rank. And they're like, yeah, it's still down. What?